Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Gyan Sampada, where today we are going to continue with our condensed matter physics class. In our previous class we have discussed about physical vapor deposition technique under which we studied thermal evaporation method, and today we are going to study about chemical vapor deposition technique of deposition of thin film. So what actually is the difference between physical vapor deposition and chemical vapor deposition technique is evident from the name itself. That is, in physical vapor deposition technique we are using some aids for heating the substance so that thin film will be deposited, and here mainly the chemical reactions are responsible for thin film deposition. So we can say that after studying the previous class where we saw many disadvantages of different approaches of heating the target material to get the thin film, this can be a solution to overcome those disadvantages. So let us check in detail what actually is a chemical vapor deposition process. So in the name itself there are three terms. One is chemical, then vapor and deposition. So chemical represents the chemical reactions which is taking place in the reaction chamber. Vapor means the target material are mainly in gaseous form, and deposition is with respect to thin film deposition, which is our final destination. So CVD process is a chemical reaction which transform gaseous molecules which are called as precursors, means nothing but the raw materials or the inputs, into a solid material in the form of thin film or even in the form of powder on the surface of the substance, means on the surface of the substrate. And the constituents of the vapor phase is often diluted with an inert carrier gas which react at the hot surface to deposit the solid film. That is, hot surface is nothing but the substrate which is present in the reaction chamber. So the films can be formed mainly by two different types of reactions. One is heterogeneous reaction and another one is homogeneous reaction. In heterogeneous reactions, these reactions are going to occur at the heated surface or very close to the heated surface, and homogeneous reaction occurs in the gas phase itself. So when you just understand using the diagram, it will become very easy, and this diagram is representing the plasma enhanced chemical vapor deposition setup, and this is a type of CVD process which we have already discussed in our introduction class of thin film physics. So now let us understand in detail what actually is chemical vapor deposition. So definition of chemical vapor deposition. If you just understand the diagram, then easily we can remember the concept of CVD. So the definition says that the process in which a volatile compound of substances to be deposited is vaporized, that is, the substance which is acting as a precursor, that will be converted into gaseous form, and the vapor is thermally decomposed with other gases or liquids at the substrate. So within the reaction chamber there will be some other gases also, so that some chemical reactions are going to take place. For example, we can observe in this reaction, due to these type of reactions, finally we get some non-volatile reaction products which will be deposited atomistically on the substrate. So this is a substrate which will be heated so that there is a temperature difference, and the vapor which will undergo the chemical reactions also, it may be near to the substrate or within the chamber. Finally it will be depositing over the substrate atomistically, means atom by atom arrangement is going to take place, and such procedure or process is termed as chemical vapor deposition, and the byproducts or the waste gases will be removed out from the reaction chamber. So finally we are getting a thin film deposited on the substrate, and this is a versatile and flexible technique to produce deposits of especially pure metals, semiconductors and insulators, because a large variety of chemical reactions are available, which makes this CVD technique versatile as well as flexible one. Coming to the main importance or very important application of CVD technique is in the preparation of single crystal metal oxides notably the ferrites, garnets, sapphire, magnesium oxide, etc. So preparation of single crystal is itself a challenge, and this process helps us in preparation of single crystal metal oxides like the special structures like ferrites, garnets, etc. So after knowing about the rough idea how the chemical vapor deposition takes place, let us understand about some of the parameters which we need to know. So in CVD technique, the conditions or the CVD process operate in a range of a few torr to above atmospheric pressure of the reactants. So this is about the pressure condition, and actually no electric current or any electric fields or magnetic fields are required. However, the application of a transverse electric field to the substrate during the deposition process is known to increase the growth rate of silicon, germanium as well as gallium arsenide. Thus, this application of transverse electric field can act as an important deposition control parameter. So this is one not so necessary condition but plays an important role in order to get some good quality thin films. So these are some of the parameters. And now let us understand the process of CVD, how it is going to take place, and know the different steps taking place within the reaction chamber. So it becomes easy when we just visualize using a block diagram. Here mainly we are having 9 steps. First one is the mass transport of reactants or the diluted gases in the bulk gases flow region from the reactor inlet to the deposition zone. So here I have considered only the structure within the reaction chamber. So inlet will be from left side and outlet will be from right side. So first procedure is the transport of reactants into the reaction chamber. So that is the point number 1. Coming to the step number 2, that is gas phase reactions leading to the film precursors and the byproducts. So the gas phase reactions is going to take place in the boundary layer. It is with respect to temperature, because we have already seen that the substrate which is lying below is heated, and here we are having a different temperature where the bulk gases are moving, and the reactant and other carrier gases are going to react here, that is gas phase reaction, which will finally lead to film precursors, means whatever is required for our thin film, and also the byproducts which will be eliminated. Coming to the third step, that is mass transport of film precursors and reactants to the growth surface. So whatever reaction is taking place here, the reactants as well as the precursors will be transported towards the growth surface. Coming to the fourth process is the adsorption of film precursors and reactants on the growth surface. Adsorption means the particles or the atoms are going to stick on to the substrate. It is not absorption but just surfacial adherence, means adsorption of film precursors is going to take place, where the next step, that is surface reactions of atoms occurring selectively on the heated surface, will take place. So surface diffusion of precursors to the growth site will take place. Then the surface migration of the film formers to the growth site. So here film is formed. So after surface diffusion, surface migration, so that the atomistical arrangement can take place, and these atoms are going to adjust and migrate so that a good quality film will be formed. Coming to the next step is the incorporation of constituents into the growing film, then leading to the desorption of byproducts of the surface reaction. So after the surface reaction is completed and the atoms are properly arranged, the nucleation and the island growth is going to take place, and finally some of the byproducts will be formed, and these are dissolved, finally leading to the thin film which is required, that is mass transport of byproducts in the bulk gas flow region away from the deposition zone towards the reactor exit. So this is how, by remembering these 9 main points, we can understand the total process which is going to take place within the reaction chamber in chemical vapor deposition process. So a more simpler diagram is represented here, where we can observe there is a main gas flow region within the reaction chamber and the precursors are coming within, and some reactions are going to take place, that is gas phase reaction, which will be transported onto the growth surface, that is the substrate, where the adsorption of precursors takes place and surface diffusion, surface migration will be taking place and desorption of precursors, and due to the nucleation and aniline growth we can observe the thin film which is deposited onto the substrate, and the byproducts whichever is formed after desorption, or even we can say after the thin film formation, that will be carried through the main gas flow region and it will be taken outside the reaction chamber. So finally we are getting a thin film of whichever precursors we are using after some reaction taking place in the vapor phase, which is termed as CVD technique, that is chemical vapor deposition technique. And under CVD techniques there are different types of reactions which are taking place, and some of the important types of reactions I am listing here, mainly 5. So first one is the pyrolysis process. Pyrolysis means related to pyre, means thermal or heat. And this diagram represents the pyrolysis of silicon tetraethyl orthosilicate, which is generally known as silicon TeOS, to produce silicon dioxide. So it is just a typical arrangement for the pyrolysis process of chemical vapor deposition. Just in order to understand the rough idea, I have included this diagram, but actually it is not necessary for MSc level. But what actually pyrolysis is, let us understand. So the thermal decomposition of compound to yield a deposit of a stable residue is called as pyrolysis, and the organometallic compounds decompose at low temperatures, generally less than 600 degrees Celsius, whereas if you consider metal halides like iodides, these are going to decompose above about 600 degrees Celsius to yield metallic deposits, means again metallic thin films. And the electron beam bombardment heating is the best suited for pyrolysis of metal compounds, because the electron beam is not going to contaminate the precursors, which we have already seen in our previous class while discussing about thermal evaporation technique. Then coming to the second type of reaction is the hydrogen reduction. Again, this represents the diagram or the typical arrangement for hydrogen reduction of chlorides of silicon and germanium to produce epitaxial silicon and germanium. And in hydrogen reduction, pyrolysis reaction is facilitated by removal of one or more of gaseous products of decomposition, and the reaction temperature is lowered by several hundred degrees below that is needed in the absence of hydrogen, because hydrogen is again highly reactive, and this is particularly suited for the introduction of dopants like PH3, B2H6 by feeding them into the reactor from a separate source. So this is about how hydrogen reduction is going to take place in typical arrangements of CVD processes. Coming to the third type is the halide disproportionation. Basis of this process is the control of the equilibrium that exists between different precursors. For example, we can say silicon tetraiodide and the silicon diiodide, or with respect to germanium. So these are with respect to some examples. Coming to the fourth one is the transfer reactions. So deposition can be obtained in the heterogeneous chemical reaction system at equilibrium by setting up a temperature differential in the system to disturb the equilibrium. So this is the point to be remembered in transfer reaction. Mainly is the temperature differential. And the last, which is the polymerization. So this process is probably resulting in loss of hydrogen or dissociation, that is by breaking the carbon chain in the hydrocarbon. And the process is also accompanied by a high temperature electron bombardment or exposure to ionizing radiations, for example ultraviolet radiation. So these are some of the details which is very necessary to know when we are dealing with chemical vapor deposition technique. So first we started with what actually is chemical vapor deposition, the definition of it, the experimental setup, then the different steps which are involved or which are taking place within the reaction chamber, some parameters which we need to remember, and also different types of reactions which are taking place, that is different types of chemical reaction which are taking place when you consider chemical vapor deposition technique. So in our next class we will be dealing with one type of CVD, that is MOCVD, metal organic chemical vapor deposition technique, and after that we will just have a look at advantages as well as disadvantages of chemical vapor deposition technique. So this is about today's class. Study well. Thank you.